Good morning, everyone, and a good Erev Shabbos. Tomorrow is my Bubby Sarah's 8th yahrzeit. My mother's mother, who I was extremely close to, my daughter Huvi is named after her. Her full name is Ahuva Sarah. I just want to talk about her life for a couple minutes and hopefully learn something in memory for her neshama, her soul. My Bubby Sarah grew up in Brooklyn, New York in the early 1900s. There was no Jewish education at the time for girls and very limited for boys. But she was instilled by her parents a love of Judaism and a bedrock faith that we could all aspire to. And that faith in Hashem, in God, and her love for Judaism, it was what drove her and her husband, my grandfather, to make sure that my mother and her brothers, my uncles, had a Jewish education. They moved to Crown Heights, an area in New York, in the 1940s. And they were extremely instrumental and very involved in making sure that there was a Jewish day school for my mother and my uncles to go to. What was the driving force behind her? Why didn't she just say, whatever, she'll just go to whatever school there is? Because she had a bedrock faith. She believed in Hashem, she believed in Judaism, and she wanted to make sure that my mother and my uncles had that same thing, knowing that there needed to be education. And that was a driving force behind her. I remember growing up always seeing that she would say Psalms, Tehillim, believing in Hashem and God, with ups and downs, different troubles and different difficulties, but her faith was strong. And that's something that we could all learn from. So let's look inside of ourselves and realize that at the end of the day, we have to make sure that whatever we're learning, thank God we have so much opportunity for education and learning. We have to make sure that it becomes practice, becomes part of our faith, not just some knowledge out there. It becomes part of who we are, and makes ourselves a foundation of faith that even when it's rocked, even when there's difficulties, which unfortunately there is a lot, we don't lose our faith. Wishing everyone a beautiful day and a good Shabbos. And my grandmother, Sarah Bas Yaakov Nechemia, may her neshama have an aliyah.